You are now tuned in to the Brown Spade. Okay, so today we're gonna talk about this video that has been recently put out. It was on Today's Show. The actor Tia Mowry, she's one of those famous twins. You know, back in the days, we all fell in love with her and her sister. They played on several shows. They were very successful. But anyway, just recently, she just got a divorce. Now, the thing is that she's on a morning Today show. That's the name of the show, Today. And she's not selling any products. She don't have nothing new coming out like a movie or a TV sitcom, nothing of that magnitude. She's talking about her divorce. So I, just listening to this video, I'm in my mind, the way this segment went on this video, I'm convinced that America celebrate breaking up families. I am convinced that America cares nothing about the American family like they say they do. There's no reason why this should be a segment to be doing a show of promotion. And this is how a lot of people get caught up, particularly women. And I'm just going to go through a couple of quick things, and then after that, I'm going to play the video. She mentioned something about focusing on her happiness. Happiness is something from within, and you display it from without. No one, no man, no woman can make you happy. No man, and now I'm going to make it very clear because I am a man, to the brothers out there, men out there, a man can never make a woman happy. It's impossible. It's impossible. If she's not happy with herself, then it's gonna show. It's gonna show. But anyway, back to the segment. She also talked about self-love as though she didn't have it. She also talked about values and knowing her self-worth, as though she didn't know that herself, who she was, and her self-worth and self-love. She didn't know these things when she was married. I think it's a bunch of BS. She also talked about sadness. Well, in life, in general, whether you're single or married, you're going to have your ups and downs, your highs, your lows. That is called life. Now, when you bring in children into and when you bring children into your life, that changes the whole demographic. Yes, you're going to give up a lot of yourself, but that is the sacrifice you made and your husband made when you guys decided to have children. But during this sadness on your low, from your emotional standpoint, you blaming your husband. That's why you divorce your husband. See, you're not going to blame anything on your kids, but your kids can drain a lot of your energy, and we love our children to death. We love our kids to death, but she is redirecting her frustration, her sadness, to her husband, and he done nothing to her. Not physical. She didn't mention anything physical, didn't mention nothing, no infidelity, things of that nature. So it was all on how she feels. Marriage is more than just feeling. Marriage is commitment and dedication. Feelings come later. But I digress. She also said that her marriage was a success. I'm going to play this video in a couple of minutes. She said her marriage is a success. Well, if you got a divorce, sweetheart, your marriage is not a success. I'm sorry. She also said life is short. I agree, life is short. I think in her life, she's feeling like she's missing something because of the drainage that's being pulled from her as a mother. Any mother with kids can vouch for this. Kids will drain you and make you feel down. You need time for yourself. You need time also for you and your husband. I express this all the time in my marriage. I tell my wife all the time, hey, because we just had a baby, we still got to have us time. That's important. We have to have us time. I'm not going to blame my kids. I'm not going to blame my wife. I was happy before I met my wife. And she can't make me happy. I can only share the happiness that I have from within without, and vice versa. I'm not trying to make her happy. She needs to be happy with who she is before she met me. That's how happiness works. Happiness can't nobody bring it to you. They can put a smile on your face. They can give you some cheerful moments, some joyful moments, but through the core of it all, you need to be happy from within. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Press that like button. Share this content. And again, I am convinced, and I do believe that in the society that we call America, they are capitalizing off broken families because it's more lucrative. One house is no longer one house, it's two houses, or one apartment is now two apartments because the other parent has left the building. I hope you enjoy this video.
Party, how you doing?
I am doing well.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for asking. I'm doing good.
We're so happy you're here. We just had your sister.
I know.
We love her.
Yeah.
And I love her too. I just talked to her I talked to her 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm. She is, so do you all feel like you're each other's kind of North Star? Does it still feel that way?
Oh yes, definitely. I mean, she's like my best friend. I feel like she's like really my life partner when it comes to life. You know what I mean? She's always just right by my side. So I love you.
You know, there's so many, you're at an interesting stage or
Yes.
phase in your life, Tia, and you've spoken about this, so
Yes.
we're comfortable asking you about it. But you and your husband, like a lot of couples, decided that it was better to be lived, your life's better lived apart than together.
Yes.
How did you know that it was time
That's a really good
to
question.
take that route?
I knew when I really started to focus on my happiness. I feel like women, we tend to focus on everybody else's happiness, making sure that everybody else is okay, meaning our children. Meaning, you know, our children, our friends, our, you know, family. But at the end of the day, it's about self-love. And when you start to really work on yourself, love yourself, know your value, know your worth, and then all of a sudden there's this awakening. Wow. And it's not easy. It's a hard journey. But at the end of the day, I feel like it is so, so worth it. So
Yeah, wow.
thank you.
Tia, what I think, like, I mean, first of all, you could hear the people saying yes and here. You know, people at home are sitting thinking like, you know, I feel this because marriage is hard.
It
you
is.
know?
It takes a lot of work.
And it also takes a lot of guts to know when you need to change something.
Yes, it really does.
It takes a lot of courage to say, this isn't working.
Yeah.
Was there a moment where you knew, like, I have to do something different?
Yes, I feel like when I started to, again, like I said, focus on myself, but there was this sadness. And I knew that life is short. I had actually, you know, lost my grandmother. We had lost Elena Housley. And both of them at the same time, there was just an aha moment in me where I said, you know what? You need to tap in, see what's really going on with your happiness. Life is short. Let's go. Let's start working on you and really focusing on what really, really matters here, which is at the end of the day, your peace, your joy, and your happiness. So I would say that. And I was in therapy as well.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of therapy. So it was all of that, you know, together that gave me that, you know, aha moment.
What were you the most afraid of stepping in? Because you're stepping in. Because some people, when you say, "Oh, my husband and I are going our separate ways," they go, "Oh no, oh that's sad." But you actually see this as
a celebration.
A celebration.
I really do. I look at it as one of my friends, she sent this beautiful letter to me from a woman who got a divorce. And it's all about, you know, this perspective, in my opinion, and just changing the narrative. You know, my marriage was a success.
Yeah.
I look at it as like a curriculum when you're in college.
Did I hear that right? She said that her marriage is like a curriculum. Now, again, I'm not here to bash anything like that, but I noticed something about our community. When it's a man talking, a lot of women don't want to hear nothing a man have to say. So I'm going to let Michelle finish this one.
Over my marriage, if I were to judge it in year 5 or year 10, there was never 50-50. Somebody was always giving way more. Someone always needed a different kind of thing. You have to evolve with it. And so, yeah, there were times when I felt like I was 70% in and he was doing 30%, because of the choices that I made in the terms of how I wanted our family to look. Yeah. I had to take my foot off of my career gas pedal, never putting on the brake, but slowing up a little bit. Those are the natural compromises that are required. And I feel bad when I see young people giving up on their relationships because there are periods of hard. So I think it's important for us to be honest in those conversations, not to glamorize what a partnership feels like, because then young people quit too soon. They quit before they've really, played out the full scenario.
Brown space.